Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Dimmick Cadillac in Clearwater, Florida, because guess what? This is the end of the road, and I want to discuss, should it be the end of the road for the Cadillac CTS? So this is a 2019 CTS, the last one here at Dimmick Cadillac. But before we get into it, let's talk a little bit about CTS history. The Cadillac CTS, believe it or not, has been around since 2003. It has been that rear-wheel drive luxury sedan in their lineup, and it's fascinating to think that this is it. Now, where this car slots is in between, obviously, the ATS and the CT6. What is going to replace it is the new CT5 that's coming out. But why don't we go ahead, let's dive into this 2019 Cadillac CTS and see, is it still a top luxury car to choose from? So right off the bat, I love how low the nose is. Very, very sleek how it slopes down. You have that unique styling from Cadillac, LED, little bit of chrome in there, some more exterior lighting as you drop down. I like the way that it's not connected, and it's very identifiable. From a mile away, you know it's a Cadillac, especially at night. Little bit of gloss black on these fake vents. They are fake, so I am gonna zonk that. I wish they would do something a little bit different with the style, but wait until the CT5 comes out, because I think we're gonna see some of those changes. A little bit of chrome, because hey, it's a Cadillac, it's gotta have a little bit of shine to it. We come across the very low grille. I love the look. It's this nice brushed aluminum look to it. You got a very large Cadillac symbol. So much history over the decades with design, with technology, engineering. We come down, you have a large functional opening here to help scoop air into the radiator. Other than that, very, very clean, especially in this pearlescent white color. Very, very nice. Now, when we get up onto the hood, you can see how the body lines actually start in the top portion of the grille, into the front fascia, and then kind of just fade away into the hood. But I keep looking at this, and just look, I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, and you can see where the nose is on this car. It's lower than my hip. Now, as we come around the bend here, very distinct style of the CTS. We drop down, and you're gonna get this multi-spoke wheel, just a flat silver. It's a little plain in my eyes, but you know what? With the white, I think it fits it very well. You have 4 piston calipers with the Cadillac script behind those wheels. Now, if you're wondering, well, what is the size of this wheel? That is an 18-inch wheel, and I think that it works well with this particular model. Now, as we go down the fender, you can see some nice body lines here. One picks up right at the belt line and works its way all the way to the back. This pearlescent white color is absolutely beautiful. Some gloss black, very slim and trim on the turn signal. And then you'll see that this one has a panoramic style sunroof. I'm gonna zonk it because I wish they would have blacked out the whole roof. I think if you blacked out the roof, that would even bring it to another level styling wise. Little bit of the brushed aluminum on the door handle, going around both the top and the bottom of the window frames. And then as we work towards our rear quarter, I like the way that it just kind of sleeks back into this section. Very, very nice bold line on the fender. And then coming to the rear, I like what they did. You can see there's a very, very nice design with the tail of the trunk, how it comes to a point here. You have the Cadillac embossed in this silver trim, the 3.6 badge, because this has the 3.6 liter V6. And I'm actually digging the rear diffuser and exhaust. It's different and it works. It's all blend in, and it's actually functional. It's not just for show and no go. So that's the one thing about the CTS that I'm definitely gonna miss, is the back end being all functional and whatnot. But why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering this Cadillac. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the Cadillac CTS. Kind of a plain Jane engine cover, but at least it's got the Cadillac emblem on it, and you do have hydraulic struts to open up the hood. What you're looking at is a 3.6 liter V6. Guess what? The CTS is rear wheel drive, 8-speed automatic transmission, 335 horsepower, 285 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in about 5.7 seconds, quarter mile in 14.2 at 101 miles an hour. If you want to know what are the MPGs, 20 in the city, 30 on the highway, and the car weighs in around 3,795 pounds. The wonderful thing about this Cadillac, believe it or not, the CTS has pretty much a perfect 50-50 weight distribution based off of the rear-wheel drive setup with this, and it's nice that it has an 8-speed automatic transmission instead of some kind of crazy CVT. But why don't we go ahead, fire up this 3.6 liter V6 and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're in the 2019 Cadillac CTS. I mean, very, very luxurious. I like the feeling here. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, how much is this CTS, especially with the V6? Because there's lots of different engine options you could go with. This particular one has an MSRP of $57,000, but I promise you, call Steve here at Dimmitt because they want to send this to a forever home, and they've definitely taken care of the price. I promise you that. But let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I like the way it's not a sea of just dark material. You have some beige color there, nice soft armrest, leather even on the door handle pull, and you even have some Alcantara material near the top portion with some wood trim. Lots of different finishes. It looks good, and you have the optional Bose sound system. Now, as you come to the dash, soft material. I like the wood grain, the silver trim. What's interesting about Cadillacs, you want to open up the glove compartment, which first of all, this glove compartment is soft. It feels like a Nerf ball. You push the button here, it drops down, all felt lined. So you could put a bag of Lay's chips in there and they're not going to get scratched. Close that up. We get to our infotainment system. Now you have this perforated leather style material, even down the sides, a little bit of silver trim. This is that 8-inch Q system. Of course, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You could get into your climate control. Nice graphics, nice colors. They're moving away from this. The new CT5 will actually have an updated system. I'm very excited to see how that's all gonna play out. Your start-stop button, you have ventilated seats and heated seats. Everything is easy to get to, which is really, really nice touch. More of that nice perforated material. This is gonna control the 8-speed automatic transmission. You got different modes you could go through, which we'll talk about that in a second. We open up this guy, 2 cup holders. You wanna close it, look at that. Nice. Open this, breath mints in a nice felt line. So you can actually take your high school class ring and put it there and it's not gonna get scratched, or some breath mints. Open this up, you got a 12 volt, close that up. Armrest is as hard as a Cadillac rock. So a little bit of Alcantara, but the armrest is very, very hard. You wanna open it up, you can only open it up for the driver's side. Another little tray, you could probably fit, I'd say about 16 Jolly Ranchers, more felt lining, 2 USBs, and another 12 volt and more felt. I think they ran out of felt material because it's all in this car for sure. Put that down. Seats. I'm not a big fan of beige, but it works with the white, the luxury feel. Soft as can be. Power assist for both driver and passenger. Here's your standard Cadillac key fob that I just happen to conveniently have. We flip it around. There's your buttons and all that, remote start. Panoramic sunroof. Now, it would have been nice if this was not cloth and like a suede material, microfiber suede material, but still the sunroof is really nice. You do have a frameless mirror, which is also a nice touch, but why don't you get on over behind the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this CTS. All right, guys, business end. I like the nice silver trim on the sill. You have your seat controls conveniently placed. Steering wheel, actually great thickness, soft leather. You do have some gloss black and some dated looking buttons, so I am going to zonk that, but I do like the silver trim. This isn't the CT5. That's coming, I promise. Dash, though, really, really interesting setup. So you have an analog speedometer up top in the middle, then you have an analog tach, and then your fuel and coolant gauge, and then that gauge in the center, you could switch through a plethora of information. Very, very clear graphics in it. Then also we have our mode selector, which you could put Tour, you could go Sport, Snow, or Ice. That's going to adjust all the different parameters of how the engine operates, the transmission operates. You do have large, very large paddles on the back of the wheel. They are plastic, but they're finished to kind of look like metal, but they're nice, large, and they're kind of extended out, which I like. Some of these paddles that they're putting on steering wheels, they kind of tuck them in, and it's almost like you got to search for it. Here, you're hauling the mail in your CTS, bam, 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 up, down, left, right, start, or AB start. I'm sure you remember those days, but definitely nice to have that touch. Let's go ahead and check out the rear seat and see if your passengers are gonna love the room back there. All right, guys, backseat time in this Cadillac CTS. Tons of space back here for this family sedan. I feel cool as a cucumber. tons of headroom. Even getting in and out was easy peasy. They took the beige all the way around. Not my touch, not my cup of tea, but you know what? Somebody out there loves this beige material, and it is soft. You have a nice pocket that you could put your iPad in, maybe some Slim Jims or whatnot. More felt lining. I'm telling you, this car has got to win the trophy for felt lining. You have felt lining here, your 2 AC vents, 2 USB. Like I said, tons of space and comfort. We pulled down the armrests. It is another hard rock, but there's a reason for it. Watch this. More felt lining. So if you've ever wanted to store your whole family's jewelry collection, you could put it in your CTS and it's not going to get scratched. When it comes to cup holders, where are they? Look at that, nice, boom, boom. It's like a party in an armrest right there. Put it back down. You even have, look at this, rear through passage. So if you want to have the cooler in there and you got your gnome back there in the trunk, they can hand you a nice cold drink. Put that back up. I'm ready to rock and roll. Before we go though, let's go ahead and check out the trunk and see how much space is in a CTS. All right guys, time to check out the trunk space on the Cadillac. No electric assist, it just goes up nicely. Large opening, I like how wide the opening is. The floor is actually pretty deep in here, so you could actually get taller items. The seat will fold down for a pass-through. This is where your battery is located. If you're ever looking under the hood for your battery in your CTV, it's back here because like I said, that 50-50 weight distribution. You have another cubby over there where you can put some boxes of Twinkies and whatnot. But overall, you're looking at a little over 14 cubic feet of space in the back of this Cadillac CTS. But let's get to the best part, right? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take the CTS for a spin. All right, guys, we're leaving Dimmick Cadillac. We're in the CTS on throttle. Transmission drops down. Rear wheel drive. It's very interesting to see how this CTS has gone from 2003 to now, and I'm very curious about the CT5. But like I said, this car being at the end of its line, so to speak, they are really ready to send this to a forever home, and you could get it for such a good price where you're getting a lot of value. That is for sure. One thing I've noticed right off the bat is the steering in this thing feels great. It has a nice weight to it. It's almost like, and I don't mean to say this in a bad way, but it's almost like it doesn't have power steering. It feels like it's manual steering, but I like that. It has a nice weight to it, and really allows you to feel connected to the wheels, especially the front wheels, since that's what you're controlling with the steering wheel. Visibility out the front is great. The back window, it's from right behind the passengers seats, it's a little high, which kind of squeezes your view, but other than that, still very, very nice, the visibility in this CTS. Brakes feel great. I do have it in sport mode, which is obviously going to adjust the parameters of how the engine operates and the transmission and all that, but very, very smooth. GoPro, stop recording. All right, guys, driving along here, and one thing that I really, really like is the transmission is very, very smooth, and it's quiet in here. The cabin is actually very, very, very quiet. You have those massive paddles on the back of the steering wheel to go through the transmission. But everywhere you look, it feels really nice in here. GoPro, stop recording. Guys, acceleration test on throttle. Wow. On the brakes. I'm telling you, that V6 has some power. The back end comes out just a little bit. I'm impressed in this CTS, and this isn't a CTS V. It's not a high performance variant of the CTS, but definitely has some sporty intentions there, especially on the downshifts. I don't know if you heard, but very, very purposeful downshifts there. Something I was not expecting in a Cadillac. At least this one with beige interior, but look at this thing. Handles wonderful. They weren't lying with the 50-50 weight distribution. They were not lying one bit. It really feels so balanced and controllable. Brakes are great. Overall, I'm blown away by this CTS, really. GoPro, stop recording. All right, guys, we're gonna see if we can get on the highway here and hopefully get some noise, see if there's any noise. But on throttle, look at this. Wow, shifts, very nice. This vehicle will surprise you. I cannot wait to get back to Dimmick Cadillac and review the CT5 once it hits the dealership. But this CTS, definitely over all those years of changing the design, re-engineering the vehicle, this last iteration is spot on the money for a luxury sedan that has performance and has everything else that you would want as you're commuting in this car. Lots of space up front. I like the height of the center console. The armrests are soft. Everywhere you're touching is wonderful material. It's not my cup of tea, the beige interior, but hey, it works. It definitely brightens up the interior with a nice two-tone fashion and super smooth. The ride is very, very smooth. You do have the Q system, which is their dated infotainment system. It has beautiful graphics and it's quite easy to use, but they are updating that. That's going to be a change. But hopefully this gave you a great overview of this CTS. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up and get back to Dimmick Cadillac. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another wonderful day here at Dimmick Cadillac. I definitely got to thank Steve and the rest of the crew for allowing me access to this CTS. Is it a sad day that they're killing off the CTS? I truly think so. Can you get a value still with this 2019? You better bet your bottom dollar. But if it's cars like these luxury sedans that you want to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. He was pleasantly surprised by this CTS. The way that they have it priced, there's a lot of value. So he's happy about that. I'm happy for Tom. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.